Okay, in this question, if the Wronskian determinant of f and g is t squared times e raised to t, and f parentheses t is equal to t, we want to find gt. So we'll first set up our Wronskian determinant. So one line will be f, the other will be g, and below it will be f derivative or f prime, same for g prime. And this would equal, we're given f as equaling t, we don't know g, and the derivative of t is simply 1. We don't know g, so g prime is equal, we're given that the Wronskian determinant is t squared e raised to t. And so we'll essentially calculate the Wronskian determinant. So t times g prime minus 1 times g, so g, is equal to our Wronskian determinant of t squared times e raised to t. And if you notice, this is not in a standard linear form, so we'll divide everything by t. So we'll get g prime minus 1 over t, g, is equal to t times e raised to t. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And since now it's in standard linear form, we'll get our integrating factor. So we say mu is equal to e raised to the integral of negative 1 over t dt. And so this would equal e raised to negative ln t. Likewise, this will equal e ln t raised to negative 1. And so e raised to ln, this would cancel out, and we would get t raised to negative 1. So this is our integrating factor. We multiply our integrating factor by the standard linear form. So we would get t raised to negative 1 times g prime minus t raised to negative 2g is equal to et. And let me scroll down a little bit. And so this right here is equivalent to t raised to negative 1 times g, but the prime sign now is on the outside, is equal to et. And so the next thing we're going to do is take the integral of both sides. So the integral of t raised to negative 1 times g prime is equal to the integral of et. The integral of this is easy because we have the prime on the outside, so it's simply going to be t raised to negative 1 times g is equal to, this right here is e raised to t plus c. And so just to get g, we divide by t raised to negative 1. So g is equal to t parentheses e raised to t plus c. And this is our value of g, and that's all we need to do.